The usual energy of Live with Kelly and Mark was present that morning. The studio lights glimmered warmly, producers moved efficiently, and Kelly flipped through her notes with her practiced ease. But from the moment Mark walked on stage, something felt different. His trademark smile, normally so effortless, was subdued, his posture slightly stiff, and his eyes carried a heaviness rarely seen in the studio. Kelly noticed immediately, instinctively reaching for his hand as the theme music faded, sensing the weight he carried. For viewers at home, the shift was subtle, almost imperceptible, but in the studio, the atmosphere had quietly changed. The morning began like any other, filled with jokes, interviews, and polished conversation, yet the energy between Kelly and Mark hinted at something deeply personal unfolding. That contrast between routine and unspoken tension set the stage for a rare glimpse into their private lives, reminding everyone that even in the most controlled environments, real emotions can quietly take center stage. Vulnerability on live television. As the show progressed, Mark's hesitation became increasingly apparent. His answers were measured, his voice slower than usual, and the sparkle of humor was subdued. The audience, sensitive to nuance, began to notice the tension as well. Then, with a slight tremor in his tone, Mark interrupted the segment to speak candidly from the heart. He shared that he had been managing a personal health concern, something he had kept private, not to alarm anyone, but because he wasn't sure how to express it. His honesty was raw and unfiltered, an unexpected and moving vulnerability revealed in real time. Kelly instinctively held his hand, a gesture rooted in decades of partnership, support, and unspoken understanding. In that moment, viewers were not witnessing a scripted performance. They were witnessing a couple navigating uncertainty together. Mark's willingness to speak openly demonstrated that true strength often lies not in invulnerability, but in the courage to expose one's fragility. The weight of silence. Mark admitted that he had carried his fears privately, avoiding sharing them with Kelly and their children to prevent worry or disruption to their daily lives. The honesty was striking. Many people recognize this tendency to shoulder concerns silently, often in an effort to protect loved ones, yet few voice it. His words, accompanied by a crack in his voice and a pause that spoke volumes, made the emotional burden he had been carrying feel tangible. Kelly's immediate reaction, holding his hand firmly, leaning in and offering quiet reassurance, highlighted the deep trust and connection built over decades of marriage. The scene illustrated a universal truth. Carrying fear alone amplifies its weight, while sharing it with those who care can transform anxiety into understanding and create space for mutual support. Kelly's heartfelt response. As Mark spoke, Kelly's emotions rose with the words, spilling into tears that she could not fully contain. Her voice quivered under the impact of the revelation, revealing the depth of love and concern that had always underpinned their partnership. Rather than expressing anger or blame, Kelly offered reassurance, reminding Mark that he was not alone and that facing challenges together was what partnership meant. The rawness of her reaction transcended scripted television and resonated far beyond the studio walls. For the audience, it reflected the shared human experience of confronting the unknown alongside someone you love and underscored the emotional reciprocity that sustains long-term relationships. Vulnerability, met with empathy and care, created a profound moment of connection that viewers could feel viscerally. Facing reality with compassion, Mark went on to share that his doctors had recommended slowing down, reducing stress, and possibly stepping back from work to focus on his health. The news was startling, both to Kelly and the audience, yet it also highlighted his commitment to being present for his family. His sincerity and thoughtfulness, expressed through concern for his children and their shared life, made the decision relatable and deeply human. Kelly's response, nodding, crying softly, and offering quiet words of encouragement, reinforced the strength of their partnership. Together, they navigated the conversation with openness and tenderness, showing that confronting life's challenges requires honesty, patience, and shared emotional labor. The dialogue reminded viewers that prioritizing well-being over obligation is not only courageous but necessary for sustaining connection and love. Vulnerability as a strength Mark's candid admission, paired with Kelly's heartfelt response, demonstrated that vulnerability can be a gift rather than a weakness. By speaking honestly about his fears and health, Mark allowed those around him, his wife, his children, and even viewers, to respond with empathy and support. The audience witnessed a different kind of bravery, one that does not rely on outward appearances or stoic endurance, but on openness and authenticity. It illustrated a lesson that extends beyond celebrity. Expressing uncertainty and fear fosters trust, strengthens relationships, and encourages connection. Vulnerability, when met with understanding, becomes a bridge rather than a burden, offering both relief and reinforcement for those willing to receive it. Public response and shared humanity. Within hours of the broadcast, clips of the emotional exchange circulated widely online, sparking an outpouring of support from fans, friends, and colleagues. Messages highlighted admiration for Mark's honesty, empathy for Kelly's patience, and gratitude for witnessing such a human moment unfold publicly. Many viewers shared that the couple's transparency gave them courage to address their own fears and challenges. The response demonstrated the power of authenticity, showing how public figures can influence audiences positively by modeling emotional honesty. The collective reaction underscored the universality of love, concern, and courage, reminding people that vulnerability and openness are not only acceptable but essential parts of being human. Private moments. Beyond the cameras. After the broadcast, the couple returned to their private life, finding comfort in the quiet intimacy of home. Their children joined them, offering laughter, comfort, and grounding in the face of uncertainty. In these moments away from the cameras and the public gaze, the depth of their connection became most apparent. Kelly and Mark shared quiet conversations, gentle touches, and even laughter that arose naturally from familiarity and love. The private side of their life highlighted a crucial truth. Meaningful resilience is built in the spaces where attention, care, and emotional presence are fully devoted. Courage does not always require an audience. Sometimes it is found in simply staying, listening, and being fully present for one another. Lessons in openness and partnership. This moment on live television left a lasting impression not only on viewers but on Kelly and Mark themselves. It reinforced the value of honesty, empathy, and mutual support in sustaining a long-term relationship. Their experience became a living example of resilience, showing that life's challenges reveal the strength of connection and the depth of care between partners. It reminded audiences that the most profound acts of courage often appear in small, quiet ways, choosing to be present, offering support, expressing fear, and allowing oneself to receive care. The couple's story emphasized that emotional honesty and vulnerability can strengthen bonds in ways that public success or accolades never could. Choosing hope amid uncertainty. By the end of the day, despite lingering concerns, there was a sense of renewed hope. Mark felt relief in sharing his truth, while Kelly's unwavering support reinforced that he was not facing difficulties alone. Together, they acknowledged fear without letting it dominate, embracing uncertainty while choosing connection and compassion. The chapter was not about immediate resolution, but about presence, love, and partnership, the ongoing commitment to show up fully for one another. Their story demonstrated that courage often exists not in grand gestures, but in the daily choice to remain emotionally available, to communicate honestly, and to prioritize relationships over appearances. In these authentic moments, the power of human connection becomes undeniably clear, offering a roadmap for navigating life's challenges with empathy, patience, and love.